Hi friends, this is Dmitro, your English tutor and coach. In this short video, let me give you, with your permission, a small tip on how to succeed at any test of English. Yes, really, any test. Duolingo, PTE, IELTS, SAT, CELPEEP, anything that you can imagine. You see, I've been tutoring people to succeed at those tests for over 20 years, 20 plus years. So as you understand, I have amassed some experience and knowledge of doing it, and also, which is even more important in this case, some statistics, you see, and some inferences and inductions and deductions that can be made from this process. So, and I can tell you honestly that the most useful activity that you can plunge into if you feel that you will pass the test in the future is, so what do you think it is? Yeah, let's imagine such a situation. I have opened, by the way, Wikipedia. I will explain you why now. So, let's imagine such a scenario, though it's not very likely, but it can happen to a certain degree of reality. You know that you will pass a test in, let's say, half a year. Most of you know about this, by the way. The fact that you often procrastinate till the last week before the test, yeah, it's not the norm. Yeah, it shouldn't be the norm. It should be considered a deviation from the norm, but you do it. Usually, if a guy is graduating from school or something, he or she knows that sooner or later he will go to some university, and of course he knows that he will have to pass an English test if he wants to study abroad or in English, something like that. Okay, so it's not a secret that you will pass the test. Let's imagine such a scenario that you are very limited in your time. For example, let's imagine that you work also from 8 till 9 in the evening, you come home exhausted, and you have 20 minutes a day to do something about your English. Let's imagine that you don't have anybody to communicate, to talk to in English, I mean, yes, and to correct you, nobody. So speaking is a bit useless because you will not mumble to yourself. Then writing, you don't have anybody to advise you of your writing, how to do it. So you have what? You have reading and listening left, yes? Out of those, we can also maybe add to here grammar exercises, but I hate them, they're useless, so let's put them aside, they don't work. So you have reading and listening. So what would you do? I would do reading, you see? Reading makes 80 to 85, maybe 90% of your success at any test of English. You see, reading engages so powerful procedures and mechanisms in your mind. I don't even say brain, because we don't know where they are located. You see, nobody knows what is mind, what is your intelligence, something intellect, nobody knows exactly, yeah? So let's use the term mind, because brain is a brain, so nobody knows how it works either. So there are those powerful processes in your mind when you read. You don't realize them, you do not perceive them, but they take place, and they're so powerful when you read some English language. Why I have opened Wikipedia? You see, we live in the 21st century, and if we wanna zoom in on the most useful materials for reading, yes, so because there are books, there are articles, there are anything, there are billions of written texts. So what should you focus on? So not to search long, I would recommend you to open just Wikipedia. So you open Wikipedia, you open the topic that you like. It can be yoga, it can be IT, it can be boxing, it can be art, you see, anything, it just doesn't matter. You will have a lot of articles, and also in each article you have those multiple links, so you can hop here, there, and you start reading slowly with the online dictionary. You know, there are beautiful ones. My favorite one is thefreedictionary.com. Please check it out, you will be amazed. The free dictionary, one word, .com. is the most powerful. It combines several dictionaries. It's superb. You know, there are even those grammar references. There are references from classical literature. There are pronunciations. There are discussions. There are, you know, idioms. It's just top notch. You know, it's next to nothing, as they say. The free dictionary. So I'm reading this Wikipedia with the free dictionary. Yeah. For example, let's imagine that I have a medium level, you know, English. Even the beginner mediums of the education is the transmission of knowledge, skills, and character traits, and comes in many forms. Already here said transmission. Yeah, I guess what it is, but I don't use this word and I don't hear this word, so I highlight. I go to the free dictionary. In the free dictionary, there are English explanations. I read those explanations, and so basically I can show you maybe if this the free dictionary here is in my you see. So you see transmission. There are all those explanations from various dictionaries. You read them, not all of course, because you will go just bogus, just the first, the second, the third maybe, and you always look for examples. Examples usually are given like here in the, let's say, brown color, but transmission is not a very common word, so there are not so many. Then you scroll down. Oh, you see? The transmission of knowledge and skills, the transmission of the program was brought forward. A webcast is a transmission using the internet. Okay, then going down. Here is what a transmitter. Yeah, also some examples. You go in down. References in classical literature. So you read them there. So you spend a couple of minutes on the word transmission, but on the way to your success with this transmission, you encounter tens and hundreds of other words. Don't be afraid that this jungle will suck you in and you will get lost. No. You immerse into this for 10-15 minutes, something like that. Then you feel that you are tired already. Okay, you put this aside. You go and do your own business. You, I don't know, physical exercises, drink coffee, something. In half an hour, you return and continue reading slowly. So the message of this video is that if you are very limited in time, reading articles on the internet is the most productive skill and exercise and activity and pastime which you can just imagine for your success at Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, anything. Because anyway, 90 to 95% of your success at any given test depends on your level of your general English. You see? Yes, it's not a secret, but if your level of general English is high, you can get acquainted with a given test in 1 day. Yeah, maybe 2 days, okay, depending on. You can do it with a tutor, you can do it on your own, and you will get a high score. If your level of general English is very low, of course, with a talented tutor, you can, force it, you can squeeze the result, raise the score by 5-10 points, and we always do that. But it will be so difficult, and so full of anxiety and tension. Why not read? So if you are doubting, hesitating what to do about your English, you have a choice. So I would read, not watch series, young people series, because they take a lot of time. There is no analysis, there is no you improve your listening skills, but maybe speaking skills a little bit, but the core of your passive vocabulary is reading, and this passive vocabulary will be reflected in all your language activities, including writing, speaking. Subsequently, you will, your reading will improve your active skills. So your passive vocabulary, part of it, let's say 10%, 15%, will penetrate into your active vocabulary. It's inevitable. So please read. I tell you, if you read every day, something serious. If your level is very low, start reading children's fairy tales. It's very serious also. Don't think that fairy tales are stupid or something. There are only 2-3 individual words. No. You start reading comics, in English of course, and fairy tales. Give them a try. You will be amazed at their effect. If your level permits, please read Wikipedia or New York Times, Daily Telegraph, anything. I love Wikipedia because here you can find something which is interesting to you. If you open New York Times, there are mostly political things, financial things, and you will look there and say, I don't want to. But here, you can little by little, you will find what is, you will jump here, jump here, jump here, you will go to some other articles, and sooner or later you will zero in on something most interesting. And when something is interesting to you, even more powerful processes are engaged in your mind. Yeah, I tell you. Okay, guys, I hope you've heard me, because very often the guys are searching, of course, for that magic pill, yeah, that Nepenthe and placebo, but it doesn't exist. So I have 1 week before my Duolingo, what can I do? I have 70 points on my practice test, but I need 130 on my real test. Are you a mentally retarded or what? It's impossible, you will not do it. Why didn't you read half a year ago? What were you thinking about? It's impossible to explain, yes, but laziness is definitely here to prevent us from succeeding. But, you know, please try to make friends with your laziness. Don't fight with it, because most probably you will be defeated. But try to make friends. Try to trick your laziness into like inspiring you and motivating you to do something. Okay, my friends, if you need urgent assistance, anyway, you didn't read Wikipedia, and you didn't read New York Times, and you didn't read comics, but you need urgent assistance in your Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, CELPIP, SAT preparation, please drop me a line to my email, WhatsApp, Viber. I always give all my contacts, and I will help you. Of course, I cost money as a tutor, remember this, please. Yeah, but if 3 or 4 years of your higher education are at stakes, so please, I think it makes sense to spend a couple $100 and to study at university, then just, you know, to feel so Scrooge about it and sit at home for 1 more year. It's my opinion. I've seen it hundreds of times, how greediness spoils the lives of the guys. Okay, my dear friends, I love you, and see you in our next lessons.